We are here at PCML to find out how the latest investment in the latest machine tools and the latest MicroLoc workholding solution is key to the success of their business. Nadine, thanks for having MTD CNC on site today. Can you tell our audience, what do you do here?
So at PCML, at our Cambridge branch, which we are here at today, this is one of our 5 sites across East Anglia. And here we horizontally machine CNC machine components, precision components, but we also do sheet metal, welding and painting at this site here.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful site.
Thank you.
And some of the work you do is fantastic too. Now, you've continuously invested. Today we're looking at one of your latest investments, the EC400, but with the MicroLoc workholding. Why have you invested in this machine tool and workholding?
So obviously the machine has come at a great point, obviously with COVID around, then ultimately this creates social distancing in terms of keying up the machine and able to run without any assistance, so that's great for the workforce. But also the MicroLoc system that we've purchased as part of the machine, it gives us versatility, so it's not a standard vice setup, and we can load it up with numerous parts that then can run for a lot longer period of time.
This is not the only machine tool that you've invested in MicroLoc on?
No, so across the sites, across PCML, with 4 sets of MicroLocs. So again, it gives us versatility, it enables us to concentrate on a number of parts, on a kit of parts that's really important to us, which then enables us to get them into the paint shop, into the assembly unit, or even delivered to the customer in parts of kits.
And as a business, are you growing? Are you expanding?
Yep, we certainly are. So it's absolutely fantastic to say that in a year of COVID, then we are growing, having employed more people in the last couple of months. So giving our employees real job security is a major factor in that. And to actually invest in kit like this on the shop floor is great intel for our guys as well. So.
And that was going to be my next question. Is it due to some of the investments that you've made, and are they a secret to your success?
Yep, they certainly are. So our gentlemen are young and enthusiastic, and they want to be working with the latest devices, including the machine and the MicroLoc system. So.
Nadine, that's brilliant. Now I'm going to catch up with Neal to find out from a technical perspective how the MicroLoc works.
Great, thank you.
Neal, can you explain to our audience why you have chosen MicroLoc?
With the MicroLoc system, it makes it more versatile than with the tomb vices. We can clamp more parts, we can run parts in kits. We find it's easier to clamp spinner wall parts as well. With the MicroLoc system, we can use serrated jaws and soft jaws, meaning that it's suitable for roughing out cycles and also second up and last up cycles as well.
When you say about manufacturing your parts in kits, what do you mean by that?
Well, what we're doing now is that a lot of our customers are ordering full assemblies, and also there's stuff that goes in kit forms to direct to our customers, straight to their lines. So these parts are sometimes painted or go straight to an assembly line. So there's no point us sending a part out to the assembly line if it's one part out of 3. So what we've done there, we utilise the MicroLoc to actually hold 3 or 4 different parts, sometimes more, of a kit. So when it comes off, it can go straight to our paint shop for painting or straight to the assembly line to be assembled.
Now, on this particular application, on the EC400, you've gone for a 2-sided column. Why have you gone for that configuration? And has it been specifically made to suit this machine's envelope?
It has been specifically made for this. We've gone for the 2-sided, so it gives us a deeper Z-axis travel, so we can hold bigger parts. It's also wider now, so we can hold things horizontally or vertically, so which means you can probably hold more parts or bigger parts.
So what we can see behind you, you're only holding one small part, but what you're telling us, you can hold multiple parts or one very large part.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first job on the machine. It's only just been set down. So on the other cube type ones that we're running at the moment, there's a machine at the moment that's running 3 parts that goes into a modular assembly.
And in regards to clamping force, you've mentioned the different configurations in regards to jaws. You're doing op1, obviously, then op2. What about the clamping forces?
Well, this is all down to the operator now. So rather than with a tomb vice, where it's related on the pressure of the bottom vice jaw, with these you can adjust this with the Allen key for doing the parts up. So like we said on the first operation, if we want to hit it hard, we can use the serrated jaws. If it's a second operation, we can use soft jaws and then just tweak it up gently so we're not actually crushing the component.
And when you mention crushing the component, I've had a look at some of the components that you make. Some of them are quite thin-walled. Yeah. How do you overcome that? Does it crush the part? How do you overcome not crushing the part, sorry?
Yeah. Like I said, with these, we'd machine soft jaws out, so we're clamping on a thicker section of the part, trying to support the part as much as possible. And like I say, just gently doing this, if it came to it, we'd use a torque wrench if we had to set for really thin parts. But it's down to the operator to actually feel it, rather than a mechanical device. It's actually an Allen key. So you can feel the force of what you're clamping.
So with the kits that you make, the components that you make, are you achieving ultimately a stable process? And are the parts that are coming off the machine always as accurate as you want them to be?
Yeah, so with the machine tools, we've got the probing systems on here as well. What we're finding is this, with more parts on the machine, it keeps the spindle cutting longer. With a probing system, we're actually checking the tools for wear as well. In general, it's just allowing us to, when we've got a complete set of parts coming through, especially the assembled parts, we can actually measure the whole assembly rather than individual components as well. And
all the different components that you make obviously will require lots of different tooling. How do you overcome that, and how do you keep the spindle turning?
Well, the beauty of this now is because this new machine's got 100 tool changer on there, so we've got a standard bank of tools in here. We can utilise, and if we're running multiple parts, we utilise the same tools, so it can go on to do 3 or 4 different parts before a tool change, which also makes it more efficient to run. And to finally, really, Neal, thank you very much for all the information. This is not the only configuration of MicroLoc tombstone that you've invested in. You've invested in lots of different configurations for different applications. Yep. I mean, it's bespoke to each machine and each application, so we'll actually plan a job in with our Preactor software planning system to go onto a specific machine or a specific vice system or a clamping system to suit that job.
So with a multitude of benefits from the MicroLoc, if you had to summarise, what are the main benefits for your company?
The thing we see is we can run multiple parts now. I say as kits, keeping the cutter cutting for longer, run times then extends, then our engineers can then concentrate on operating the VFs and more complex and detailed jobs, leaving these to run themselves pretty much.
And Nadine did mention that investment is a part of your success. Is MicroLoc a part of your success too?
For sure, yeah. How MicroLoc work and how we use MicroLoc is beneficial to our company, and it's almost a common thing now that when we buy a new machine, a vertical or a horizontal, we're always looking to see if we can utilise a MicroLoc system to that. So MicroLoc really fits well with what PCML do.